Well, this is a really weird angle. They left the operating room. The hallway took them around several corners and past several doors, but they were all locked. Here too, huh? Every door in this place is locked up tight. How about that one? The final door was hidden in a corner of the hall. Wait. The style of the door looks familiar. Wait. Might as well give it a try. Junpei grabbed the handle, and he made to push it open, and a voice stopped him. Or as he made to push it open, a voice stopped him. Up scared, I mean what? The voice came from behind him, and belonged to neither Seven nor Clover. Jumpy! Huh? He spun around. He saw someone running toward him from the other end of the hallway. The three people were coming toward Junpei and his companions. June? Santa? Lotus? They put up short in front of Junpei, breathing hard. Whoa, what the hell is this? What are you doing in here? What? Wait, but we didn't... What? Before you can finish, Clover spoke. Hey guys, can you come and take a look at this? You're standing near the end of a small hallway that branched off to the right. The rest of them ran over to her, curious as to what she had found. Look at the wall here. There's something on the wall at the end of the hallway. A map of the ship's interior. It says C deck. So it's a map for this floor then. So door 7. And door 8. Door 7 and door 8. Yep, they both eventually end up at this hallway. So all that talk about splitting up for quite a while was all moot. All that drama, all of that... Oh god. In fact... Well, yeah, isn't that what I said? We aren't gonna be split up permanently until we find door number 9. Oh, sorry. Oh my god. I thought I slept more today. I even took a nap too, and I don't know why I'm still yawning. Anyways, we might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to open door 9. That's how the Nonary game works. God damn, he talks so slow, I keep talking over. I see. Junpei looked at the map of the ship's interior again. Wait a second. Could this lead to... Wow, I can't see where this leads with all this JPEG on my screen. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be railing on this for this entire playthrough, because, like... I mean, like, Access Games, or Chunsoft, or whoever was in charge of this, Chunsoft was the dev, right? Not the publisher? Wait, Access Games is the publisher, right? Anyways, like, I'm pretty sure they could have taken some time to touch up the quality of these pictures, because the blurriness is kind of getting to me here. And yeah, I'm probably going to be railing on this for the whole playthrough. Anyways, could this lead to... As he looked more closely, his surprise and excitement gave way to wariness. Oh. You've got to be kidding me. One by one, the others saw what he had seen. Well, we may as well go. Yeah. They moved as one, for the door. Oh, almost forgot. Well, we should keep this. He pulled the map of the ship's interior off the wall and put it into his pocket. He followed the others. 6 of them stood in front of the door, arrayed in a semicircle. Santa stepped forward. He took hold of the door and spoke without looking back at the other 5.
いいか、開くぞ。
Ready? We're gonna open it. Once these doors open, all hell will break loose. I mean, slowly all 5 nodded their silent assent. With a deep breath, Santa threw open the door. And then zombies. They poured through the doorway and into the room. Even without looking around, each one of them knew where they were.
やっぱり。
I knew it. They were just where the map said they would be.
戻ってきたんだ。
We're back. This is a different angle.
この大病室に。
The hospital room.
なるほど、話は分かった。
I see. I believe I understand what you're saying. Yo,
君た
wait.
ち6人は2つのチームに分かれ、7の扉と8の扉に入っていった。
Well, the 6 of you split into 2 teams and went through doors 7 and 8.
そしてそれぞれ手術室と実験室の謎を解き、
You solved the puzzles in the operating room and the
出
laboratory.
口を抜けた通路のところで合流することになったと。
They met one. Oh god. Oh. Yeah, come on. I even had like a little bit of coffee, even though I never really drank it that much, like earlier. Ugh. And then met one another in the hallway after opening your respective locked doors. The only way to go is 3. He looked like anyone might, after just waking up, but it seemed that his brain was working as well as ever. He had managed to grasp, summarize, and understand each team's report.
それにしてもなんだかな、どうも肩透かしを食らった気分だよ。
At any rate, I feel a little bit silly for my show about. Okay, that was a really bad slip of the tongue. Altruism.
必ず戻ってきてくれると信じている。
I know I said I was sure that you'd come back for
確かに
me.
私はそう言ったが、まさかこんなに早く実現するとはね。
I didn't think it would happen so soon though, but goddamn, the Freudian slip I almost blurted out is just really nagging at my mind right now. Thank you, Freud. God damn it. I didn't mean it like that. Freudian slip, okay? Oh my god, I know when I'm gonna upload these VODs, some people might rag on me for that. Like, if anyone will rag on me for this in the future, just look up Freudian slip. Please. Spare me the angry comments. It was a slip, it's alright. Oh yeah, like YouTube comments are a serious business once I upload these. I didn't think it would happen so soon though. A shook his head with a rueful smile.
まあいずれにせよ、こうして無事に再会できたんだから、よかったじゃねえか。
I know I didn't mean it, but this will be one of the things to tell my friends later on. Well, we saw each other again, and we ain't dead, so I'd say that was good enough. Seven smiled.
とにかく、こんな陰気な場所はとっととおさらばすることにして、早く先に進もうぜ。
Anyway, I say we gotta get out of this creepy old place.
そのための鍵は見つかったんだからな。
We found the key we need.
そのための鍵？
The key?
さっき言っただろ、木製の鍵のことだ。手術室で見つけたんだよ。
Ain't that what I just said? We're talking about the Jupiter. Yo, I keep thinking about Juniper because of that one Cartoon Network show. God damn it. You guys know that show I'm talking about? Like Juniper Lee or something? Like some girl that has some magic powers and fights monsters or something, I believe. I remember seeing that show a long time ago, but I keep thinking about that name every time I see Jupiter. So I'm like, ugh, spare. I can't get that out of my head. Oh yeah. I should probably just take it easy about that thing. See,
なあ、順平。
see, right, Junpei?
あ
Yeah. Junpei
ああ
nodded.
例の太陽系の鍵のことね。
Ah, the solar system keys.
だったら私たちも見つけたわ。実験室で。
Actually, we found one in the laboratory too.
はい
The sun key.
これ
Oh, Earth key.
地球の鍵。
Oh, right. The sun key was the one with the dot, and the Earth key was the with the prime meridian equator thing. So Lotus still got a still warm key. That's a still warm key with an Earth symbol on it.
私が持ってるとなくしちゃいそうだから、あなたに預けておくわ。
See, I might lose it, but it's probably better that you hold on to it. That way, it won't be my fault if it gets lost. Wait. Lotus still got a still warm. Where did she keep it? Okay, I'm pretty sure it's obvious where she kept it. I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious. But
あ
anyways,
わかった
yeah, I'm on it. Was that why? It mentioned still warm key? God damn it! And with that, she pressed into Junpei's hand. He felt slightly less than honored.
さて、これで未使用の鍵は3つになったわけか。
Now we have 3 keys that we haven't used.
だな
Yeah,
手術室で見つけた木製の鍵
the Jupiter key that we found in the operating room.
厨房で見つけた土製のカードキー
The Saturn key card we found in the kitchen.
そして今ヤシロから渡された地球の鍵
And the Earth key that Lotus just gave me. Junpei tucked the new keys into his pocket. Oh, they're making him the key master? Oh. Jun spoke up.
確か木製の鍵ってあの長い直線通路の突き当たりの鍵でしたよね。
The Jupiter key is supposed to be for the door at the end of the long straight hallway, right?
そうだ。
Yeah.
マップによると、その先は大階段につながってるらしい。
If the map's right, then it connects to the central staircase.
で、大階段の周辺にはだな。
Then next to the stairs.
待ってよ。
Wait. They were the first words that anyone had heard of Clover in quite some time. Her face suggested that they weren't going to be very happy words.
3の扉はどうするの？
What about door 3?
どうするって。あの船内マップ、お前だって見ただろ？
Look, you saw the map, right? Wait, let me check that map. Shower room. Wait, so if we go through door 3, I'm kind of having trouble seeing the little dotted lines. Can I zoom in? I can't. Wait, so if we go in here, we can go into the shower room. Wait, what about these parts here? Are they just inaccessible? 'Cause I think I see a little thing here and here. Oh yeah, let me turn off notifications on my phone real quick. There we go. I don't want the vibration to keep sounding on the table. Anyways. The Jupiter key looks a lot like 21 or 4. Although I guess they're right, it does just loop back.
あの扉も7や8と同じだ。結局はこの大病室に戻ってきちまう。
Look, it's the same as 7 and 8. It'll just lead us back to the big hospital room.
意味がないんだよ。あの先を調べても。
There's no point in seeing what's on the other side of that door.
意味はあるよ。
There,
少なくとも。
there is a point. At least there is for me. There were tears in her eyes, but she glared at 7 as hard as she could. Just the same. Vibrations, dude, Kaze. How do you like the Iowa burger emote that I added? I couldn't find too many Iowa emotes that I personally liked on Frankerface Z. A lot of them are either just direct rips from the CGs in Kantai collection, or they're things of fan art that I kind of felt meh towards. I don't know. Part of me wishes that there was like a Daijobu equivalent of Iowa. Maybe I should request that sometime. Anyways, there were tears in her eyes, but she glared at Seven as hard as she could just the same. She looked very much like a frightened puppy. There wasn't a man alive who could have resisted those eyes. Seven looked everywhere in the room except at Clover, and muttered and coughed apologies under his breath.
そうだったな。悪かったよ。
You'd kill for the burger right now, and Iowa, but mostly the burger. I talk about the burger or Iowa's burgers? Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
もしかしたら3の扉の先にニルスがいるかもしれないもんな。
Snake might be on the other side of door 3. Clover nodded once. The next person to speak was Ace.
わかった。それでは私がお供することにしよう。
Very well. I'll be coming along with you then.
だいぶ休ませてもらったからね。今度は私が働く番だ。
Hope I've had a nice long rest. It's about time I was up and about again.
というわけだからセブン、力を貸してくれるね。
You'd kill for Iowa's burger and her burgers. I would too. Those triple patty hamburgers. So Seven, you'll help me, won't you?
俺が
Huh? Me? Junpei did the calculations quickly in his head. 4 plus 1 is 7. 4 plus 1 is 7. Thanks, brain. 4 plus 1 plus 7 equals 12, where 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, 4 plus 1 is 7. OP. It looked like 7 was doing them too. At last, he gave up.
そういうことか。
Well, damn. I guess that's how it's gotta be.
俺が行くのが一番手っ取り早いってことだな。
So I'm going with you, huh?
その通り。
Yes, you are.
たくしょうがね
Alright, let's get moving. So it decided that Clover, Ace, and 7 would discover what lay beyond Door 3.
えな。じゃあ、ちょっくら行ってくるわ。
Alright, we're heading out.
気をつけてね。
Be careful.
おお、ヤシロの口からそんな言葉が聞けるとはな。
Oh, I didn't think I'd hear that from you, Lotus.
勘違いしないでくれる？あんたたち3人に死なれると困るのよ。
Don't let it go to your head. I'd be in trouble if the 3 of you bought it.
私と淳平くんとサンタと紫。この4人だけじゃ9の扉を開けないから。
Look, the rest of us can't open door 9.
なるほど。そういうことな。
Ah, the truth comes out. 7 nodded as if this answer made much more sense. And pulled a lever on the red.
Yoし、行こう。
Alright, we're off. The door opened and Ace, Clover, and 7 jumped through it. 6, 7, 8. After exactly 9 seconds, the door closed noisily.
さてと、それじゃあ私たちも行きましょうか。
Alright, we should get moving too.
Huh?
Huh?
行く？
Get moving?
行くってどこに？
Where are we going? Everyone except Lotus seemed rather confused.
ただ待ってるだけじゃ時間がもったいないでしょ。
Well, it'd be a waste of time to sit around, wouldn't
だ
it?
から
Let me explain.
なるほど。木製の鍵を使ってこの先を調べに行くってわけですね。
Oh, I get it. We're gonna see if we can get anywhere interesting with the Jupiter key.
そう。もしかしたらこの先にニルスがいるかもしれないし。
Yes, if we're lucky, we might be able to find Snake. Snake! But anyways, they were at the end of the hallway, lined by individual hospital rooms.
確かに鍵穴のところに木製のマークがあるな。
And here's the Jupiter symbol on the keyhole.
というわけだから、淳平くん。早速だけど、よろしく頼むわ。
Alright, Junpei, open it if you please.
ああ、わかった。
Alright, I'm on it. Junpei pulled the Jupiter key out of his pocket and slid it into the keyhole. He twisted. He bopped it. With a nice sharp click, he felt the door unlock. Junpei sucked in a breath, held it, and opened the door as quietly as he could. Liquid. Liquid! Inside was exactly what he expected to see from the map of the ship's interior. They were in a tremendous hall, almost like a ballroom, with a massive central staircase.
おいおい、振り出しに戻っちまったじゃねえか。いいのかよ。
Ah, great, back to the beginning. Sure this is a good idea?
何が
What do you mean? You know, haven't you played Metroidvania games? It's all about the backtracking.
この辺りはもう隅々まで調べただろう。
Well, we already searched every inch of this room, didn't we? Like I said, you backtrack with the new items you acquired so that you can explore new areas of the same places you've been in. It's simple level design. I mean, why make new assets when you can reuse your assets? I mean, look at Idea Factory. I mean, what?
こんなところに来て
Just
意味があるのかって聞いてんだ。
Even though technically there's nothing to do in terms of backtracking areas or reusing assets with Neptunia games. Anyways, I'm asking if there's any reason why we came back here. Of course there's a reason, dude.
意味はある。あるたく、お前は。鋭いのか抜けてるのか、さっぱりわからないな。
Man, sometimes I can't tell if you're smart or if you're just lucky.
あ
Ah,
これだよ、これ。
this. Junpei pulled two things out of his pockets.
土星のカードキーと。
Saturn key card. While backtracking, creaky doors, and all we need is dead people, and we have a Resident Evil game right here. I wouldn't mind if we had like a Resident Evil visual novel of sorts. And that'd be like an interesting like side story with like the Resident Evil games. Excuse me, Biohazard. I mean, like with how much like story and other stuff that goes on in the Resident Evil universe, I personally wouldn't mind a little VN if, well, Capcom was actually into that area of business. But with what's happening with Resident Evil 7, there might be hope for something pretty damn good with Resident Evil 8, potentially, because with the way that story ended, there's obviously more answers and new things that get introduced. And I saw a playthrough Resident Evil 7. Like, it seemed pretty damn good, and a nice return to form with the horror aspect instead of the B-movie action sequences that we started seeing from Resident Evil 4 to 6. Capcom VN. Yeah, that's what has me like, yeah, Capcom doesn't do VNs. So I'm like, even though like I wouldn't mind seeing like a VN of like the Resident Evil stories, like from Capcom? Yeah, that ain't happening. But anyways.
地球の鍵
And the Earth Key.
どういうことだ
I'm lost. Santa cocked his head to one side as if this was a Shaft anime, and like an inquisitive bird, and looked at them. After several long moments, during which it became apparent that Santa had no idea what the cards meant, June took pity on him.
サンタさん、覚えてないですか
Don't you remember, Santa?
この C デッキ、大階段の裏手にエレベーターがあったでしょ
On C deck where we are now, there was a big elevator behind the stairs, remember?
そのエレベーターの脇には土星のマークが刻まれたカードリーダーが。
And next to the elevator, there was a card reader with the Saturn symbol on it.
あとは A デッキの左側のドアにも。
And on A deck, on the door to the left,
地球のマークが記された鍵穴があったと思います。
there was a keyhole with the Earth symbol on it, I think. I see that smug face scar.
淳平くんが持っている2つの鍵を使えば、
So the two keys that Jumpy
エ
has
レベー
has,
ターを動かしたり
that
A デ
Jumpy
ッキ
has,
のドアを開いたりできるってことか
would let us use the elevator and the door on A deck, huh?
はい、そういうことです。
Yeah, that's right. June smiled and pleased with herself. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna get into that. So there's Santa.
よし、わかった。そうとわかれば早速行動開始だ。
Alright, I got it. Let's get started
二
then.
手に分かれよう。
What did you say we split into two teams?
俺とヤシロは地球の方を調べるから、順平と紫は土星の方を頼む。
Lois and I will search the Earth one, so you two can search Saturn, alright?
了解だ。ならこの鍵は渡しておいた方が良さそうだな。
Sounds good. You guys should probably take this key then. Junpei handed the Earth key to Santa. They decided that their initial search should be brief.
この先がどうなっているのかわからないが。
We have no idea what's on the other side of
とにか
these.
くあまり深入りはせずに、ざっと10分程度調べたら戻ってこよ
June smiled and pleased herself. Was that my train of thought? Maybe. I may have desensitized myself to so many lewd things that I switch around words without even realizing it. Anyways, so don't go too far. Just search for 10 minutes and come back. Well, I decided the two teams split it up. Junpei and June headed for the
2
elevators.
機あるエレベーターのうち、左側の方にだけカードリーダーが取り付けられていますね。
There's a card reader next to the left
う。
elevator.
じゃあ早速ここに土星のカードキーを滑らせてみるか。
What? And then let's try out the Saturn key card. Hey. Like a light on the upper left corner blinked to
よ
life.
し。起動したみたいだ。
Oh, great. It's working fine now.
それじゃあ次はボタンですね。
Alright,
エレ
so
ベー
how
タ
do
ーを呼ぶ
Oops.
ボタン。
Alright, so how do I call the elevator? There's a single button to the right of the elevator door.
下向きの逆三角形のボタンだけしかついていないんですね。
Oh, it only has the upside down triangle on it. Is this the fabled elevator talk you heard about? I think this is actually.
上階へ向かうための上向きのボタンはないのか。
I guess there's no up button.
とりあえず押してみるか。
We may as well try pushing this one. The door slid shut and they heard the grinding of a mortar. A mortar! I am mixing up words left and right today. And I probably will be for as long as I do night streams. Anyways, the grinding of the motor as the elevator car moved down. Motor, and motor. Yeah, they sound really similar, okay? Because I was thinking about the mortar and pestle.
準平君。
Is Mortars is this Battlefield 1. Oh yeah, there's also that too. There's mortars or mortar and pestle or something. And then motors. Look, but my brain's already hurting from this. It opened. Look, Jumpy. June's voice was excited, but Junpei could hear a tinge of anxiety.
ああ、開いたな。
Sweet, it opened. Let's get going. He grinned at June and stepped toward the open door. As he was about to step foot in, he felt a hand on his arm.
ちょっと待ってください。
Wait.
なんだよ。
What?
まだ心の準備が。
Is she claustrophobic? I'm not really. Oh gosh. Junpei was at something of a loss. What could she possibly be so frightened of? Junpei was probably afraid of. Ooh, boy. Oh, let me save this shit right here. I'm pretty sure I can just speak through the original dialogue if I do New Game Plus, but she's probably afraid of being locked alone with the boy. After a little thought, Junpei decided that she had to be nervous about being locked up in such a small place alone with the boy.
密室で二人きりだもんな。
Ah, we will all be alone be all alone in here. You know what? It was kind of cute. And entering Dojin territory, I mean, what? Very demure, you can say, he thought. Still, even though it wasn't exactly roomy in the elevator, they weren't gonna be pressed up against one another. At least they didn't have to be. Okay, Dojin Riders, eat your heart out. Still, it was making her nervous. Junpei couldn't help but think about it just since she was... I'm gonna need a drink soon. I forgot to get myself a cup of water. Don't be.
いや、ちょっと考え事してただけ
Oh,
だ。
nothing. It's nothing important.
いいから、とにかく行くぞ。
Come on, let's go. Again, he stepped toward the elevator. And again, he felt himself restrained.
だから待ってくださいって。
I said, wait a minute.
なんでだよ。
Why?
純平君は怖くないんですか？
Aren't you afraid of being alone in
は
the elevator? Afraid of what?
私は怖いです。
Well, I never... You know. Go on.
初めてだと？
It's your first time. She'd never been in an elevator with a man alone before. Hey, Origami, how you doing? Even so, she seemed awfully
も
alarmed.
しかしたら濡れちゃうかもしれません。
I might get wet. What?
下の方からぐしょぐしょになっていて。
Down there. I get soaking wet.
そりゃお前、当然だろ
Well, I mean, of course you would. That's the way it works.
う。上の方からぐしょぐしょになるなんてことは聞いたこともないし。
I mean, I've never heard of anyone getting soaking wet somewhere else.
確かに。
That's
そうですけど、
that's true.
いいんですか？
You don't mind?
何が？
But mind what?
ぐしょぐしょになっても。
Getting wet?
いや、どうなんだろうな。俺はむしろウェルカムというか。
I don't know. I think I'd probably, like it.
すごいですね、純平君。
God, Joey, you're so brave.
そうかな。男ならみんな同じなんじゃないか？
Really? I mean, I think any guy would do the same thing, you know?
飛び込めるところがあれば、どこへでも飛び込んでいく。それが男ってもんだろ。
What happens, happens, right? If you get the chance, you just gotta go for it. I mean, that's what a man's supposed to do, I guess. Wait, even with the Japanese dialogue, it's hella misleading too. I'm gonna need a translated script for the Japanese dialogue.
かっこいいです、純平君。尊敬しちゃいます。
You're so cool, Jumpy. I really admire you.
いや、そんなことで尊敬されても。
That doesn't really seem like the sort of thing you ought to admire someone for.
私は怖いです。
I'm really scared.
そうか。初めてだって言ってたもんな。
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you never done it before, right? Yes.
だから多分、あんまり我慢できなくて、すぐに言っちゃうかも。
So I don't think I'll be able to last very long. And then it'll be over.
行く？
Over?
はい。昇天しちゃうって意味です。
Yes, I'll go to heaven.
昇
Heaven?
うわーってなって、意識が遠のいていて。
It feels like you're floating in space and your mind gets all fuzzy like when you pass out.
そういう風になるって聞いたことがあるんです。経験した人
I
から。
I need some water right now. I haven't had a sip of water since I started reading this. At least that's what I've heard from other people who experienced it.
あああ、それなら俺も聞いたことがあるよ。
Yeah, I've heard about that too.
男にはわからない感覚らしいが。
Although I don't think the same thing happens to guys. What? Huh?
男の人だって同じでしょ？
But it would
だって
happen
み
to
んな
men.
同じですよ。
But it would happen to men too, wouldn't it? It could happen to anyone.
中に入ってきちゃったらみんなそういう風になると思います。
Once it gets into your body, the same thing happens to everyone.
いや、男の方が出てこないだろ。普通。
I can't. I mean, it doesn't go inside the man. I mean, generally,
入ってきますよ。
yes, it does. Oh man, this is some kinky shit.
男性の方にだっていつかは必ず入ってきます。ずっとそのままの状態なんです。
Well, eventually it will. It's not like you can have a choice. Your body will force you to swallow some of it eventually.
あ、お前は一体俺に何をしようとしてるんだ？
What are you trying to do to me?
別に私は何もしませんよ。
Nothing. I'm not trying to do anything to you. Are we getting to some food or shit?
自然にごく普通の生理現象としてそうなるって言ってるんです。
No, I'm just saying that's what happens. It's a psychological reaction to what you're experiencing.
そういうものなのか？
Is that so? Then it's only natural. Like it's what nat. Is that what natural or what's natural for living beings? Perhaps he'd been mistaken for all these years. Had he misunderstood life so gravely? The thought terrified him. June seemed to be entirely oblivious to Junpei's mounting confusion and terror.
いくら男性の方が肺活量が多いとはいえ、
I know men probably have larger lungs, but
10分も20分も息を止めていられるわけないでしょ。
I don't even think you can hold your breath for 20 or even 10 minutes.
いつかは必ず気道の中に水が入ってくるはずです。
Eventually, you'd have to breathe and then the water would get into your lungs.
そうなったら間違いなく、うわーってなって、
Once
意識
that
が
happens,
遠のいていって。
and once that happens, your body won't be able to get oxygen anymore, and you'll start to feel that floaty feeling as you pass out. Finally, Junpei understood. He understood what June was trying to say and why she was so scared.
そりゃ確かに一番はな、ぽっくりと。
Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't last very long. Oh my god, get roasted. Oh shit. Drop the mic. Oh man, he just dropped the mic.
でしょ？
See? She was afraid that the only elevator button pointed down. That meant, of course, that the elevator couldn't go any higher than the floor that they were on. As he thought about it, Junpei realized that he hadn't seen the elevators on A or B decks near the central staircase, which meant that the elevator could only convey to them that the lower decks.
考えてみれば、この下の階、D デッキは完全に水没してるんだよな。
Come to think of it, the lower floor, D deck, is completely underwater.
水没したフロアに向かうエレベーターか。そりゃ怖いよな。
An elevator heading to a submerged floor, that is pretty scary.
ちょっと待てよ。
Hey, wait a minute.
さっきこのエレベーター、下から登ってきたよな。
This elevator came up from somewhere under us, right?
あはい、そうですね。
Well, yes, I guess it did.
ボタンを押してもすぐに扉は開きませんでした。
Yeah, we totally thought of that. Oh, I really need to catch my breath and probably get a drink of water right after this. But oh my god, oh boy, I just need to catch my breath. I don't think I was gonna last any longer either if that conversation dragged on. I mean, it didn't open right away after you pressed the button.
開いたのはモーターか何かの稼働音が聞こえてきてからで。
Well, there was a motor noise and it was moving and then it opened.
だよな。
Yeah, exactly.
ですです。
Yes.
だけど、見ろよエレベーターの中。
So take a look inside. Junpei jerked his head toward the interior of the elevator.
全く濡れてないだろ。壁も床も。
Look, it's not even wet at all, right? The walls and even the floor are totally dry. We need the sexy sax song.
言われてみると確かにそうですね。
Oh, you're right. They are. We need the sax song to really sell this. And she looked around the elevator, slightly embarrassed. Oh, you better be.
調べてみろ。
Well, let's test it.
調べる？
Test
Oh.
it?
こうするんだよ。
Yeah, watch this.
よっと。
Now.
こうやって片足だけ突っ込んで半身の姿勢で回数ボタンを探せば。
Well, I just put one foot inside the elevator and look at the buttons.
ボタンは2つだけか。
Oh,
C
there's
と E だな。
there's only two. E and C.
よし。E の方を押すぞ。
Oh, so it skips D deck then. Alright, I'll push E. He pushed the E button and jumped out of the elevator. The door slid shut and they heard the grinding of the motor. Ugh, as the elevator car moved down. You found an instant button for the sexy sax?
下の方からかすかに扉の開く音が。
I think I can hear it. I think I can hear it opening on E deck.
よし。それじゃあとはまた逆三角形のボタンを押せば。
Okay, that's done. Now I'll just press the button again. A few moments later, the elevator returned.
やっぱり中には水滴一つ見当たらない。
Yep, not a single drop of water to be seen.
Huh?
See? Junpei couldn't resist puffing out his chest just a little bit. June, however, still looked a little confused.
どういうことでしょう？
What does that mean?
D デッキは水没してるのにその下の E デッキは無事ってことですか？
How can the E deck be safe if D deck is full of water?
らしいな。
Oh, here's what I think.
おそらく E デッキの一部とエレベーターのシャフトは密閉構造になってるんだろ
Well, the elevator shaft on E deck must be watertight and separated from wherever the ship's been
う。
punctured.
こんな感じで。
Here, let me show you. He pulled out his notebook and pen and sketched out a rough illustration.
なるほど。だからこの船は浮いていられるんですね。
Oh, I see. Is that why the ship hasn't sunk?
ちょうどフラスコを水に沈めたような形になってるから。
The shape of the inside keeps it from all filling with water.
ああ。多分そういうことだろ
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. Junpei continued talking as he closed the notebook and slipped it back into his
う。
pocket.
というわけだから、俺はちょっと下の様子を見てくるよ。お前はここで待機を。
I'm gonna go down and check it out, so you stay here, alright?
でも
Huh? But
いいから。言った通りにするんだ。
come on,
Waka-ta.
just do it, alright? Alright, go. Damn it, Junpei, you're missing a golden opportunity in the elevator. You had your chance with the shower, you had your chance with the bed. Come on. Zero is giving you all the opportunities you need. This guy, he doesn't know how to take a cue. He pushed the E button and the door began to close. June looked worried, her eyes darted back and forth as if she was trying to make a decision when suddenly...
私も行きます。
I'm coming with you. Huh? At the last possible moment, June dashed forward and turning sideways just in time to slip through the gap between the closing doors.
あ、おい、ちょっと待て。
Hey, wait. Junpei jammed his finger against the open button, but it was too late.
しまっちまった。
Well, Junpei, June is trying to tell you something here, man. Come on. She is making it so damn obvious. The door was shut, and he and June were in the elevator, and it was headed down to the E deck. He was so surprised by June that he didn't even have time to think about what happened, or about what awaited him on the E deck. I'm pretty sure June was definitely... Okay, I don't know where to go with this.
つい
I don't know.
乗っちゃいました。
I try to make a D deck joke, but I can't come up with one. Anyways, I can't just let you go alone, you know.
お前な。
Ah, jeez. E for erotic deck. D for deck. The elevator stopped, and the door slid open. And what's C deck mean? I think I know what B deck would mean. E for rect. Okay, that is really putting it bluntly. They tentatively stepped out and looked around.
異常はないみたいだな。
It looks normal. No fish going about their fishy business or jellyfish floating lazily through the water. There was, however, a blowfish. Or at least something that looked very much like one. June's cheeks were puffed out, her mouth a tiny, intense frown. Was she expecting water?
大丈夫だよ。やっぱりこの辺りは水没を免れてるんだ。
Oh, knock it off. It's just like I thought. This place wasn't
だ
flooded.
って見りゃわかんだろうがそのぐらい。
Come on, just look around. There's no water here. June looked around very nervously and then... Exhale.
本当だ。全く浸水してませんね。
You're right. It's not flooded at all.
だろ
See?
でも、この上には何トンもの水の塊が。
There's a whole lot of water.
ああ、乗っかってることになるな。
Yeah, right on top of us. June's acting super cute, but you still don't trust her yet?
もしも、天井が抜け落ちてきちゃったらどうします？
What's gonna happen if the ceiling breaks? Junpei thought about that for a
多
moment.
分、上から濡れる。
Well, we'd probably get really wet. Up there. Mother... we can't escape this. That let this joke go. Oh my god. Huh?
とにかく、この辺りを調べたらすぐに引き返そう。
Anyway, we should probably go back as soon as we can, and once we're done looking around here.
ヤシロとサンタはもう戻ってるかもしれないし。
Well, Lotus and Santa might already be back. Wait, the only way you do a near stream is if you stream it with your phone camera and point it at the laptop. Yo, you might as well go with that. Like, bring it back to 2006 YouTube days of people putting their camcorders like in front of the TV. Like, you guys remember seeing like those kinds of videos, especially with like old game playthroughs with people putting their cameras in front of the TV, and then you have that little black bar that's like scrolling up and across the screen of a CRT television, like over and over, while like you hear very like poor sound quality from like the camcorder's like mic. I remember I was watching like a Ninja Gaiden like playthrough, and I was like, oh, I want to see what this boss fight's like. and then like there's only like one dude that actually uploaded something, and then like there's like the shittiest quality I've ever seen, and and I could barely even see because like not only was that there like that black bar, like you still see all those like fuzzy static or lines or like those like those splotches of like different color things are on the screen or something because like of how terribly a camera would catch a screen. Like, oh god. I really don't know how I used to watch a lot of playthroughs back then compared to now, but I guess like since it was back then, my standards were lower, so I didn't have this like expectation of like like perfect capture with like nearly all the quality of like this or something. But anyways,
わかりました。了解です。
I'll just kind of stop there. But okay, good idea.
さてと
Now then, Junpei glanced around the room they found themselves in. Bar. First thing he noticed was a set of thick iron bars. They ran the length of the room, separating from the left elevator from the right.
鉄格子か。ここは抜けられそうもないな。
Iron bars. Well, we can't go over there.
ですね。
What do you mean this isn't 60 FPS? I'm sorry. Wait, are you talking about my stream? Because if you are, I do not have the upload speed to support 60 FPS, okay? Like, I barely have enough to stream, like, at 720, 30 as it is. So, like, what you see is what you're gonna get. Unless I get unless I get enough income to boost the plan or the internet plan a little bit, but I probably want to switch over from AT&T to like my local city's like fiber connection or something, because like how I'm gonna pay for it, like AT&T's prices anymore, like once I do get another source of income. Probably want to look into like fiber stuff in my local area, because I have done a little bit of research, but the overall prices are definitely higher, but the symmetrical upload download speeds are just pretty damn good. Like from 50 to 50 up to 200 to 200. I'm like, if I had money to toss away, I would so go for at least 100 up and down. Holy crap. I would beg to have that kind of speed. But anyways,
逆側はどうだ
then maybe in the corner of the room that housed the elevators, Junpei found an opening. Well, he walked up to it and stuck his head around the corner.
こっちは長い直線通路になってるみたいです。
See, it looks like there's a long straight hallway down this way.
突き当たりのドアに何か書いてあるな。
Something written on the door.
まさかあれは
Wait, is that?
確かめに行きましょう。
Let's check. Well, I'm pretty sure you can see it from here. Junpei and June set off down the hallway at a brisk clip, somewhere between a run and a jog. Well, wouldn't jog be the in-between between walking and running? I mean, what's between the jog and a run? Anyways, before long, they found themselves in front of a door. On it was a number written in bright red paint. 6.
やっぱりだ。
I knew it.
ナンバリングドアですね。
It's a number door. And indeed, there was a red bolted to the wall next to the door.
で
Vacant.
も2人だけではどうすることもできませんね。
But we couldn't do anything with the two of us. And I think if we were to go through this, I think we would need Clover at the very least to get through this. It's an upside down 9.
戻ろう。みんなに知らせるんだ。
Oh, we better head back and let everyone know.
はい。
Yes. Well, Junpei and June turned around and headed back to C deck.
Hmm?
Wait, what's this? On their way back, Junpei noticed a map on the wall.
壁にかかってるこれ。E デッキの船内マップか。
Is this the map for E deck?
念のため持っていくか。
I should probably take it with me.
そうか。そっちは1か。
Huh. So you guys found floor door 1. Oh, they rhyme, okay. They met back up with Santa Lotus, who had explained what they found. Apparently, there was another numbered door on A deck as well, just like the one on E deck beyond the door that the Earth Key opened. According to Santa Lotus, there was a number 1 on the door.
これで俺たちは新たに6の扉と1の扉を発見したってことになるのか。
So we located 2 new doors, the 6th door and the 1 door.
それにしてもいいデッキが水没してなかったとは驚
It
き
is,
ね。
oops. It is interesting that E deck wasn't flooded. Lotus was quiet for a moment, lost in
いや
thought.
いいデッキの全部が無事かどうかはわからないよ。
Well, we don't really know if E deck is, if all of E deck is safe.
俺たちが見たのはエレベーターの周辺だけだし。
We only checked the area around the
だ
elevator.
としても同じよ。驚愕の事実であることに変わりはないわ。
Even so, it's still very
し
interesting.
かも通路の先には6の扉があったんだろ
You said that the 6th door was there, right?
っ
Yes.
てことはゼロはこうなることを全部計算に入れた上で
And that means Zero planned all this out, even the sinking.
この船を大改造したってことになる。
That would have meant some pretty serious remodeling of the ship's
と
interior.
ても正気の沙汰とは思えないわね。
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
そうですね。一体どれだけの時間とお金をかけたんでしょう。
Yeah, I wonder how long it took. I can't even imagine how much it would have cost.
おそらく天文学的な数字だろうな。
It would have been a ton, that's for sure.
だとするとやっぱり一宮が言っていたように
Well, that does go along with what Ace was... yawns, please. Well, that does go along with what Ace was saying.
どこかの莫大な資金を持った組織による犯行と見るのが自然かな。
The most reasonable explanation was that this was done by some organization with access to a whole lot of cash.
ええ、そうかもしれないわね。
Yes, it does make sense. That thought made them go all quiet all of a sudden. Or made them all go quiet for a moment. June bit her lip while Lotus sighed softly to herself, and Santa cracked a stiff neck and stared off into the distance at nothing.
え
Yeah?
そろそろ帰らないとまずいんじゃないでしょうか。
I don't think it's a very good idea to stay here. June looked up at Junpei with large pleading eyes.
ああそうだな。
Oh yeah,
一宮たちが戻ってきてるかもしれないし。
you're right. Ace and his team might be back already.
1の扉なら私と紫と純平くんで開けるけどね。
Well, Junpei and I should be able to open the door 1.
あ俺を置き去りにするつもりか
You guys are leaving me behind? Let's see, 8 plus 6 plus 5 is 19, 1 plus 9 is 10, and 1 plus 0 is 1.
冗談よ。
I'm just
さあ
kidding.
行きましょう。
Alright, let's go. Lotus's words were all the impetus they needed. Back to a large hospital room they went. Yeah, Santa's feeling really insecure about that comment. The moment they stepped inside, a tremendous voice echoed across the room.
おいてめえら一体どこに行ってたんだ
Hey, where the hell did you guys go? Uh-oh, I am not liking that tone of voice. It was 7.
7?
7? Uh-oh. Wait, Ace looks depressed. And Clover as always. Ace was right behind him. And Clover was behind Ace, although she seemed to be hanging back.
なんだ
What's wrong? It looked as though there was something strange about them. 7 had the look of a man who'd seen a ghost. Ace was just as pale. Clover looked as though she was only moments from passing out entirely. For a long moment, they simply stood there, looking at one another. Junpei looked around nervously, waiting for someone else to speak. No one did. He looked at 7.
何かあったのか
What happened?
あったところの騒ぎじゃねえんだよバカ野郎
What the hell kind of question is that? Sam was trying very hard to be angry, but something had shaken him. Hard. His shoulders were trembling. His voice was strained.
ニルスがな
Snake was.
ニルスが
Snake is. Seven couldn't finish. He just looked away, his face twisted by. Junpei wasn't sure what. Instead, Ace spoke. He took a deep breath and closed his eyes. Spoke.
ニルスが死んでたんだよ。
Snake is dead.
あの9番の男のようなむごい姿で。
He died just as the ninth man did. It was as if all the air had suddenly been sucked out of the room. Wow, this music. Junpei felt his heartbeat quicken, and he realized he was having trouble breathing. He could feel cold sweat on his forehead and neck. June, Santa, and Lotus looked the way that he felt. All three were frozen in place, their faces white.
そんな嘘でしょ
Oh my god! That's not true, is it?
とにかく私たちも確かめに行きましょう。
Look, we should make sure.
ああ、そうだな。
Yeah, right. We should. They nodded to one another and headed for the number 3 door.
違う、そっちじゃねえ。
No, wait, no, not that way.
何？
What?
3の扉じゃないのか？
Why not? They stopped short and turned to look at 7. He was pointing at the door with no number.
ドアの間にドライバーをかませておいた。
I stuck a screwdriver in there to keep the door from closing all the
僕
way.
はかかってねえから、そっちの数字の書かれてない方のドアから入れ。
It's not locked, so you can go in that
そ
way.
の先は
Where is he?
現場は通路の左手にあるシャワー室の中だ。
The shower room on the left side of the hallway. And goddamn, this song always gave me the chills when I played the original version. Oh my god.
そこのドアにも同じようにほうきの絵が挟み込んである。
Put a broom in there too, just to keep the door open.
つまりナンバリングドアを通らなくても出口の方からそのシャワー室とやらに入れるってことだな。
That means we can get in without going through the numbered door, right?
ああ、そうだ。
Yeah, that's right.
そういうことなら決まりだな。行こう。
Now let's go. Their new destination clear, Junpei and his companions headed for the door with no number. Once in the hallway, it was easy to spot the metal door on the left
こ
wall.
のドアか。さっき通った時には開かなかったやつだな。
This wasn't open when we passed through here before. But now, just as Seven said, there was a broom stuck between the door and the frame, keeping it open.
それじゃ進むぞ。
Well, let's keep going. They looked at it for a moment and then stepped inside.
ひどい匂いね。
It smells horrible. Lotus wrinkled her nose and covered her mouth in disgust. Even Santa pinched his nose shut.
ああ、本当にひどいな。吐きそうだぜ。
Yeah, this is pretty awful. I feel like I'm gonna puke. It was just as bad as they said. Perhaps worse. A hideous smell filled the air. So thick, they could almost taste it. Okay, sorry. It was sour. It smelled of fish, feces, and burnt meat. Wait, fish? It worked its way through Junpei's nose and down his throat to pound against the entrance of his stomach. He put his hand over his mouth and struggled to keep what little in his stomach was where it belonged.
どこでにいるぞ。
Where is he? Where's Snake? They didn't have to wonder where the body was. Wait. LLR? There. There was blood everywhere. A few arms of the splatter reaching toward them as they walked in through the door. All one had to do was follow the many radial arms to their source. The body itself was hidden behind a divider.
紫、お前はここで待ってろ。
June, you should stay here. But
いいから黙って言うことを聞くんだ。いいな。
please, just do me a favor, alright? He didn't give her a chance to say no. He put his hand on her shoulder, and as if to shove her into the ground like a tent pole, turned and walked toward the end of the divider. I'm going in. It felt like it took an eternity for him to get there. Santa and Lotus followed, timid and nervous as a pair of children. Eventually they reached the divider. They looked at one another and nodded slowly. Junpei put his hands on the divider and peered around the corner. Oh! For a moment he forgot to breathe. He felt his heart collapse in his chest like an empty cigarette carton. Time froze. He knew in that instant he would take the image before him to the grave. What was left of the body sat in a sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in the blood like tiny islands in the great Red Sea. A vast, ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out of it like fresh spaghetti. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and became stuck as they dried. Globules of yellowish fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall, even as they dried to it.
一宮が言ってた通りだな。
Just as they said. Santa's voice was strained. Junpei suspected he was holding down some vomit of his own,
9番の男と同じだ。
just like the ninth man.
バングルの起爆送信機が作動して、体内の小型爆弾が炸裂したんだろう。
The detonator's bracelet set off the bomb in his gut. It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful.
ひどい。全身めちゃくちゃだ。
Oh
左
god,
腕なんて骨が飛び出て。
the bone is coming out of his left arm.
開放骨折を起こしてるな。
It's definitely an open fracture. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm had split open, exposing, well, I guess exploding would also be the same too, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna? That was a name I don't know about. That's some kind of bone, probably. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to even shatter the display, which lay on the ground in pieces.
それよりひどいのは顔ね。
The face, it's horrible.
ああ、ひどいありさまだ。
Yeah,
もはや誰だか。
you couldn't even tell who it is. Half of his head had simply collapsed. The blood coating almost made it look like a raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. His clothes too were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping, and the gray slacks. But
この
the
服は
clothes are... They were all familiar to Junpei.
間違いないわ。ニルスね。
There's no mistake about it. Snake. Lotus's voice was unnaturally deep and strained, and Junpei heard it catch in her throat. Oh, I guess we just outed. Or went out, I mean. The squeal of tortured metal made Junpei's teeth curl. It sounded like the noise a ghost would make. No matter how many times he heard it, he never got used to it. Every time, it put him on edge. And also, what do you find strange, Scar, about Snake's body? Or do you just mean how strange it was for him to... Wait, Snake's death doesn't make sense to you? Well, I guess that I guess it doesn't make sense in that, like, how the hell did he end up there, right? Because the only way for him to die in an explosion like that is if he went through a numbered door. And the only way for him to go through a numbered door is if there were, at the very least, 2 other parties involved. Either 2 to 4. So, assuming that he went through the numbered door like that, then there is at very least 2 people related to Snake's death. But then, it could be any one of us. Well, excluding my character, obviously. Like, we obviously never did anything. Wait, does it make sense? Oh, wait, are you talking about the body description? His face, arms, and his legs? Doesn't make sense to you? How so? Let me scroll back up. So, let me see. So, chunks of flesh, sea of blood, ragged hole. Wait. A vast, ragged hole that had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilt out of it like fresh spaghetti. And smaller chunks of meat splattered against the wall, and became stuck there as they dried. The detonator bracelet set off in his gut. Wait, in his gut? Wait, a ragged hole had been blown in the torso? Bomb in the gut. Fracture from the left arm. Would the explosion be that powerful to pretty much like launch his entire body into bending into these unnatural shapes? Is that your line of thought? But yeah, like this is a really brutal death, but what else, like what about like his arms, face, and legs do you find strange in particular? His clothes are covered in blood. Oh, did you realize something too, Shock? Wait, didn't the ninth man explode completely? Well, I mean, it was the same way as the, Wait. Didn't the ninth man explode completely? I mean, like... I'm pretty sure, like, they... I doubt the explosion and the body injuries will be similar, but at the end, it's still, like, blown to pieces, regardless. Wait. So, what about the stuff, Scar? So, why did they only mention... Wait. So, why did they only mention his one arm? And also, the way his face collapsed? You'd expect his teeth, but his whole face, not to mention the letters written on the wall. Yeah, there were the letters on the wall, LLR. Although it seemed to me that it seemed more like an answer to a puzzle. Unless LLR stood for something else. But wait, if that was written in his blood, then... Wait, was it written in his blood? I doubt it. Because that would imply he exploded or got injured and then wrote it. Yeah, the bloody letters LR would imply, yeah, so you say that it would imply that he was bleeding before. So, bleeding from what? So he was bleeding before, and then he wrote the stuff down with his hand, and then he blew up? But with the force of the explosion... Well, I guess we don't really know the force of the explosion exactly, but... The fracture from his left arm? His legs. Most likely his arm. Anyways, I'm gonna go continue reading this. Let's see, it didn't help that there was a girl nearby who looked far more like a ghost than a living human should. It was Clover. Wait, the ulna... Wait, the ulna is close to the heart's main artery? She sat on the edge of the bed, her head drooping listlessly onto her chest. Her eyes were blank and stared across the room at nothing, her breathing slow and mechanical. Aside from the rise and fall of her chest, she didn't move. Junpei felt as if even a nudge might cause her to shatter into 1,000 pieces.
おそらくニルスは殺されたんだろ
Snake was probably murdered.
う。あの9番の男が死んだ時と同じような状況に追い込まれてな。
Chances are he was killed the same way the ninth man was. Seven lowered his voice, likely in an effort to keep Clover from hearing what he had to say. There were 4 other people in the room with Junpei and Seven. Ace, Santa, June, and Lotus. Seven looked at each one of them in turn and continued.
やった方法は実に単純明快だ。簡単に説明することができる。
It's pretty straightforward. It's not that hard to figure out how they did it. Oh,
犯人たちは
detective mode.
ニルスと共にレッドで認証を行い、3の扉を開いた。
First, the killers got Snake to authenticate on the red and open door 3.
で、その奥へとニルスだけをぶち込んだんだ。
Then they shoved him into it, alone,
その9秒後、自動的に扉が閉鎖。
and waited 9 seconds for the door to shut.
孤立したニルスになすすべはない。それでも、奴は諦めなかった。
Once that door shut, it was all over for Snake, but he didn't give up.
無駄だとは知りながらも、デッドを求めてシャワー室へと飛び込んでいった。
He probably knew it wouldn't do him any good, but he probably ran into the shower looking for the dead.
藁にもすがる思いでな。
It was a small chance, but it wasn't like he had anything to lose. Oh, do you want to see the description of Snake's legs again? I think I can still go back far enough for that. So what do you want to know about his legs? His legs were both bent in an odd and unnatural way. And, oh, is that all? Yeah, I think that's all they mentioned about his legs. Yeah, they're just bent in a really odd way. 7 is absolutely wrong.
だが、掴んだ藁は所詮は藁だ。
Unfortunately, it didn't work.
デッドで認証を行っても、バングルの起爆タイマーが停止するわけはなかった。
The detonator is only activated if everybody who authenticated the detonator is only deactivated if everyone who authenticated when they went in uses the dead.
止めるには、レッドで認証を受けた者、全員がデッドに触れなければならない。
Snake was the only one who went through the door,
そして、ゲートをくぐってから81秒が経過。
and then 81 seconds after he was shoved in,
その結果が、
that happened.
なるほど。だから犯人たちなんだな。
So that's what she meant by killers
ナ
then.
ンバリングドアを開くには、ニルスを含めて3人以上は必要だ。
So you need at least 3 people to open one of the numbered doors, including Snake.
犯人1人とニルスだけでは、扉は絶対に開けない。
It won't open for a Snake and a single killer.
そういうことだ。
Yeah.
要するに、単独犯じゃなくて、複数犯ってことになる。
That means we're looking at multiple perps here. Junpei crossed his arms and grunted.
念のため 確認しておきたい。
Well, just in case, I want to make sure.
もしも今の推理が正しいとするなら、ニルスが殺されたのはいつだろう。
So let's say you're right. When do you think Snake was killed?
全員で分かれてレッドの基盤を探してた時だろうな。
Well, when we all split up to look for parts of the Reds, I guess.
ニルスがいなくなってるのに気づいたのはその後のことだ。
Right after that was when we noticed that he was gone. You think that 7 and Ace are prime suspects? But I mean, like, if we look at what it takes to open the number door, if we add 7 and Ace, that's 8. And then if we add Snake, that's 10. So we only get a digital root of 1. And it's impossible to get a digital root of 3 because then we would need to get... need to get a number 2 if we were going with 4 people. But if we went with 5, then we would need, let's see, 7, 1, 2, that's 10. Then we would need, let's see, with the remaining of us, 8, that's 18. So wait, 8, that's Lotus, so then that would be 18. And then we would have Santa, that's 21. So then, assuming, so wait. You're thinking that was door 1. But like, going along my line of thought, if you're suspecting 7 and Ace, that couldn't work unless there were 2 other people involved, which I named Lotus and Santa. Because if we were to add 7, Ace, Santa, Lotus, and Snake, then we would have 7 plus 1. Actually, wait, so then we would have 7 plus 1 plus 2 plus 8 plus 3. Take the digital root. We get 3. So then, assuming we're just going along with this, so then the main suspects are 7, 1, 8, and 3. What other combinations do we have? Because there's us and June. But no, Shock. Technically, there isn't, or there shouldn't be other possibilities from just. Actually, no. There's probably others if you count like 4 people or 3 other people. But like if Junpei and June are exempt from this because we obviously are in our perspective, and we spent our time looking back and forth through other rooms and checking on every other individual. So then, if this was a 5-man thing, then 7, Ace, Lotus, and Santa all had a hand in his death. Which is pretty damn crazy if that many people are against Snake. But then, if we were to... Because, like, these are the only 5 we get to work with, right? So then, what else do we use to get the digital root of 3? So then, like, what? We would have... what else do we... Wait, what else could we do for, a digital root of 3? So then we could have, like, Wait, so we have 7, 8... Yeah, that doesn't work. We have 2, 3, and 7. So you can also be saying that Snake, or no, Santa and 7 could have killed them. We can't excuse June or Clover there, but weren't we searching for? But weren't we searching all those other places when we're looking for the dead parts or red parts with June? Like, when have we separated a single time during our search? So June couldn't possibly do it, right? Unless that one time we held that private No. Was there a time... Well, was there a time when June split up from us for a brief moment? there wasn't, right? So then you can absolutely rule out Jun and obviously Junpei because we didn't kill him. So then the only numbers left is 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So like these are the only numbers left. We were? And besides, what do you mean you can't excuse Clover too? Because, well, Clover is, like, Snake's brother, or so she says. Like, why would a sister kill her brother like that, who she holds near and dear, and it was made clear to us through their dialogue and everything? Snake and Clover are close. What reason would Clover have to kill him? And besides, if we're gonna go on this line of thought, we would need to get so 2, 4. No, not that. No, that makes 6. 2, 4. Yeah, wait, I don't think I can make any other combo from this. Well, assuming it's like 4 people. You can always lie. Yeah, there is the possibility that people could just be lying in general. And because like all I'm doing is assuming truths when I should be more skeptical, huh? But yeah, like, although I would still count. I'm pretty sure I would still count June out of this because we were with her the entire time, unless someone can reference the part during that red search that she left for a brief moment. Because I don't believe we did separate, if at all. If I remember correctly. But anyways. But right after that, it was when we noticed that he was gone. Yeah, that's also another thing that we don't know. We don't know who else participated in this. Because right now, our only suspects are... Or I guess I'll clear out Snake's number. So, Ace, Santa... Clover, if we're still really suspecting her like this. 7 and 8 and Lotus. So any 2-person combination or any 2 to 4-person combination from this, that makes the digital root of 3. Oh hey Pagic, or Pagic, sorry. Oh, just give me a second. There you go.
ってことは全員のアリバイがなかったことになるよな。
Then that means none of us have alibis. Oh no, yeah, the OIC and the other emotes are Frankerface Z emotes where you basically add some fun little custom emotes to our Twitch chats. So we're all kind of using that to just kind of put it there for fun. And also, Fingerface also comes with other features to kind of enhance your Twitch a little bit to make it a little more pleasing. Most importantly, the dark mode, because I do not like Twitch's normal look, where it's all just bright white and it feels like it's just like eating away at your eyes with like how bright white it is. Anyways.
みんなそれぞれ自分の担当箇所に分かれて基盤を探してたわけで。
Then that means that, we were all off searching the rooms we have been assigned, looking for those parts.
だね。
Yeah. That means anybody could be a killer.
ちょっと待ってください。二人ともどうかしてますよ。
Wait a minute. What are you talking about? June seemed shocked.
なんだか当たり前みたいに平然と言ってますけど、
How could you say that so casually?
それって私たちの中に犯人がいるってことでしょう。
You're implying that one of us is a killer. No, not one. At least two. At least from what we discussed.
ああ、しかも一人だけじゃない。二人以上は確実にいることになる。
Well, not just one of us. If I'm right, then at least two of us are murderers.
よさないかセブン。
Why don't you calm down a bit, Seven?
こんなところで猜疑心を煽ってどうする。
What do you
それ
go?
こそゼロの思うツボだろ。
What do you go? Or what are you going to gain by being so suspicious? That's what Zero wants, you know.
ゼロの思うツボ。
What? Zero wants.
そうとも。これは奴の仕掛けてきたゲームなんだぞ。
Exactly. This game was set up as Zero, wasn't it?
ゲームであるからには必ず勝者と敗者が生まれる。
Any game has a winner, a loser.
9の扉に入れた者が勝者、あぶれた者が敗者だ。
See, whoever makes it through door 9 is the winner, and those who don't are the losers.
奴はその勝敗を我々に競わせようとしてるんだ。
And Zero is trying to make us fight one another for that victory.
つまり意図的に内部分裂を起こさせようと。
Then you're saying that Zero is trying to split us up by making us fight each other?
そういうことだ。
Yes.
だからこそ我々は疑心暗鬼に陥ってはならないんだ。
That is why we can't let ourselves fall prey to suspicion. Why is Nier so tough and normal? I don't know. I just attribute it to it being a platinum game.
互いを
And
信
also,
頼し
hello Crow, how you doing?
結束を固めなければならない。
See, and we have to trust one another and form a strong bond of friendship. Oh god, don't tell me we're gonna have to do the BS power of friendship stuff. I've watched enough shonen animes. Get your shonen out of here, Ace.
そうしなければゼロの思惑通りになってしまうからね。
Otherwise, we'll end up ensnared by Zero's manipulations.
ってことはニルスを殺したの？
Oh, you're stuck on the tutorial? Oh, right, you said you're basically playing at 20 FPS. Combining a spectacle fighter with 20 FPS? On a platinum game? That is hard mode right there. It's like, who needs additional difficulties when you can handicap yourself? Although, like, although you are playing on a laptop, like you said. Anyways. Can't fix it. Oh yeah, you said for some reason your laptop is using integrated when your laptop does have a discrete card. Oh, is this my first time playing? No it isn't actually. Originally many years ago on the I played and 100%ed the original 999 on the Nintendo DS with all the endings and even dove into all the lore and Q&A writers interviews on the 999 website. So I know a lot of stuff. But I'm just kind of going along to just like experience is the story again and have fun with it. Because it has been like 5 or more years since I last played this game all the way. So I'm gonna have some fun with this, just reading it all again. Especially with the cool voice acting. You fought a boss in Nier with only 6 FPS? Oh dear god.
ああ、おそらくゼロだろう。
So yeah, almost certainly Zero himself.
というかだな。そもそもまず真っ先に疑うべきなのはゼロだろう。
If there's anyone we should doubt, it should be Zero. But whoops, I accidentally scrolled.
奴はこのゲームの首謀者なんだぞ。我々を拉致してきたのもゼロだ。
He masterminded this game and kidnapped all of us.
そいつがニルスを殺したと考える方が自然じゃないかね。
Oh, shock. The problem is that Origami can't save because he can't get through the tutorial. Oh, you just played some Borderlands 2 today? Oh, nice. Oh, hold on, I'm getting a message. Okay. See, it doesn't seem reasonable that he would have killed Snake as well.
どうなんだろ
Good question. Many other streamers you see for this game insist on annoying voices. A lot of other people like to have fun reading with their own voices, but like I don't have the vocal range to even attempt something as silly as that, so I'm just kind of reading in my own voice. Like, I might change like pitches very slightly, but I don't have the flexibility to change my voice like that. I'm pretty sure, like you said, if it gets on your nerves, then there are probably many other people watching who would also get irritated at that kind of thing too. But anyways, good question. Nupe hadn't really considered that.
う。もしもニルスを殺したのがゼロだとするなら、ゼロはこの船の中にいることになるが。
If Zero killed Snake, then Zero is on the ship with us. So we really are bringing in Zero with us? Because earlier we were just all suspecting each other, but... Is there a real reason why Zero would want to come into the fray like this? Oh wait, so with other streamers you're watching, so while the characters are speaking English, the streamers kept interrupting dialogue with shitty jokes. Yeah, generally I made it like my own policy to try my best to avoid talking over dialogue for the most part. I usually try to wait for the voice line to end and then give my 2 cents. Or maybe a shitty joke. Anyways. But, are we really gonna suspect that Zero just entered all of a sudden? You're so triggered about the all ice thing. But yeah, assuming we're going by Ace's assumption, why would Zero come into play here? I mean, like, he is the mastermind behind all this, but isn't he the type of person who would just want to watch through like a bunch of hidden cameras and watch us suffer? Because like he is watching over us, right? Or like why would he try to screw with us like this? No one sets all this stuff and makes a weird game just to mess up his own room. Yeah, like that's kind of like the point I'm getting at. Like, why would you mess up your own game that you meticulously like planned out? Zero's a sadist. Probably just to make it more interesting. But if you really screw things too much, you'll end the game early and end your enjoyment there as the game master. Because it could be like that one thing that Caster said in Fate Zero. Like basically, if you want someone to suffer the most, like I forgot which episode it was, but it was basically when that one master summoned Caster, that weird sadistic dude or with like pedophiliac tendencies. Like the best way to make people suffer is to give them hope of almost escaping and living with their lives, and then to just snatch it away right in front of them and then end them right there. Wouldn't that be like a similar mindset that Zero would have? Like, if he was really gonna screw with everyone, he would want to screw with us to get the most enjoyment at the very end. So say we get to door 9, he would try to, or get close to door 9, he would try to get us so close to it just to really fuck with us, if assuming he's being super sadistic just to get some pleasurable ride out of this. Because also it's kind of like similar to what other comparisons can I draw? I was about to reference SAO, but now that I think about it, it doesn't really make sense with that one dude. But now that I think about that reference doesn't make sense. But yeah, like, would Zero really screw with his own game flow like this? Because assuming that you get through this entire game, like with like everyone, then technically it should be able to. Everyone should technically be able to get out, right? So then if Zero ends up killing off someone, then you're eliminating huge subsets of people who could leave through door 9. Unless that makes things more interesting and he's going off of some kind of sadistic tendencies. The game is rigged. We're gonna Danganronpa this shit. You know, I never actually played it yet. I have it on my Vita, but I don't have a capture card for it. Cause money. I'm kind of tempted to just play it off stream and just kind of enjoy it at my own pace, but I don't know. That and from what I did see of Danganronpa streams on Twitch, at least for a few minutes, there are a lot of trolls out there. So that's like also why I'm partially worried about streaming like story-heavy games, even this. Although personally, I'm okay with this because if someone's trying to spoil something for me, it's like the trolls don't gotta worry. Like I already 100% of this. What I gotta worry about is me accidentally spoiling something for you guys. So like, I'm taking the troll's job for them. But anyways, let's see, Junpei. Was Zero still on the ship with them? Wait. Oh wait, I do remember the detail. Zero has to be on the ship. Because you guys remember from the very beginning of the game, we got the intercom message from Zero? Like, after we all got out, met up, and introduced ourselves, Zero spoke on the intercoms and, like, introduced us to, like, the Nonary Games and everything. So, shouldn't it make sense that he's on the ship? Or would that be a pre-recorded message? But if it was a pre-recorded message, then at the very least he would have to be able to monitor us, right? To know what our progress is and to know that we all met up. But then, how would he know where we are, assuming if it was a pre-recorded message? Specific triggers? I don't know. Yeah, I heard that trolls go real rough on new streamers to Danganronpa or other story-heavy games. I'll say of course. See, of course he was. That was obvious. But I don't... Zero was somewhere on the ship, but... Junpei had no idea where. Junpei mumbled to himself, lost in thought. Where could Zero be hiding? Suddenly, everyone went quiet. The silence was cold and clammy. And Junpei could feel it crawling across his back. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Crawling across his back and around his throat. God damn it. I had enough. I'm not sure if I had enough of the crawling of my skin memes. Like earlier, I was watching Nero's like Grand Theft Auto stream, like, and with all his meme songs that people requested, and someone put in like the "Crawling in My Skin" song, but then slightly remixed, so it's like "Crawling in My Crawl." I was like, wait, wait, what? And then it just keeps saying "crawling in my crawl" like throughout the entire song. It is like that meme stream is 10 out of 10. Anyways, again he heard the ghosting moaning noise. So moments later, a person who looked more ghost than human appeared. It was Clover. She looked at the floor as she spoke. Her voice was a cold monotone. You love that remix. I think Zero is one of us. Wait, what? Every human body in the room froze. The only sound was the muffled rustling of breath. Eyes darted from face to face. One of those faces was the face of their jailer. But who? Was he one of them? That's crazy.
そんなバカな、ありえない。だってそうだろ。あと数時間でこの船は沈むんだぞ。
Isn't this ship gonna sink in a few hours?
俺たちと一緒に行動を共にしてたら、自分の身が危うくなるじゃないか。
If Zero was here with us, he'd be putting himself in danger.
そんな危険を冒してまで、俺たちの中に紛れ込んでる理由は何だ？
Why the hell would he do something like that?
動機がないだろう、動機が。
There's no motive. Zero could be one of us, but that would be some real Saw shit. You know, I never really watched Saw. The only reason I know a little bit about it is because I saw some like movie clips and also some like really bad Saw games when I was watching like Dan's Gaming's like horror month stuff. And let me tell you, those Saw games look real damn shitty. Like quick time events, jank AF combat that didn't really look satisfying. I'm like, what is this game? Although the puzzles were interesting and obviously probably the main draw to the game, given the whole premise of Saw, and also the suffering. But the gameplay outside of the puzzles, I'm like, these Saw games look pretty garbage. So Clover looked up at Junpei and her face fell.
信じてくれないんだね。
You don't believe me? Her eyes were so pitiful. The moment Junpei met them, he felt his heart tighten. He didn't think what he said was wrong, but perhaps the way he'd said it had been. He'd been too insensitive. Clover had just lost her brother. His death would have been bad enough, but she also seen the blasted wreck of his body. Junpei barely knew him, and the sight had been enough to make him sick. What Clover had felt, he couldn't begin to imagine. Oh, you gonna get going now, Scar? Well, alright. I hope you have a nice one, Scar. See you later. Thanks for sticking around. In the mental state she'd been left in. You'll rely on me for a good summary the next time I stream. I'll do my best to recap everything from this point onward. I should also keep in mind to not drag this stream out for too much longer also, because I don't want to stretch till like 1 or 2 in the morning. Like my sleep schedule has been kind of meh already. Alright, see ya, Scar. Stay comfy, man. Wait, remember the Clannad song that came up in Nero's playthrough? Oh, the Through the Dango and the Daikazoku. Oh my god. I was not expecting that when I heard that the first time. Okay, so in the mental state she must have been in, it must have been understandable that she would look at those around her with suspicion. She felt everyone was against her. The least Junpei could do was to try and understand what she was feeling. He felt ashamed of what he said. Perhaps he thought I should apologize. But before that apology could begin, Clover, look,
四つ葉、気持ちはわかるよ。君がみんなを疑いたくなる気持ちはね。
Clover, I understand what you're feeling. You don't feel that you can trust any of us. And also, I think for the remainder of the stream, I think I'll, by the time I get to the next escape room, I'll probably just leave it there for the night. Although I feel like we'll have a lot more visual novel to go here. So Ace had beaten Junpei to the punch. As he spoke to Clover, his face was calm and friendly.
だがどうか分かってほしい。
But you have to understand.
我々が不信感を募らせれば募らせるほど敵の術中にはまっていくことになるんだ。
The more we distrust one another, the further we fall into our foe's trap.
ニルスをあんな目に合わせたのはおそらくゼロだろう。
Zero was the one who did these horrible things to your brother.
そいつにいいように操られて君は満足かね？
You want to let yourself be manipulated by someone who would do such a horrible thing? Clover didn't answer. She didn't even look at Ace. The whole time her eyes were on Junpei. He could feel Clover's eyes boring into him. They were the color of a deep winter lake. Junpei saw no suspicion in them. Only sadness. Then, in that horrible silence, they heard a bell begin to ring. It was a clock at the central staircase.
あの時計の鐘の音だな。
It's 3 in the morning, huh?
タイムリミットまであと3時間ね。
That means we have 3 hours left.
とにかく今は動くしかあるまい。
Then we need to move now.
セブンや四つ葉の言いたいことは分かったが、
7. Clover.
今はそれよりもお互いを信じることの方がはるかに大事だ。そうだろう。
I know how you feel, but you do understand that right now, it's important that we trust one another, don't you? 7 and Clover remained silent. Their eyes were were looking at something somewhere else, very far away.
さあ時間がない。行こ
We must go. We have very little time left. Ace's words put their feet to moving. They all knew where they were going.
次に目指すべき場所は水星か。
Our next destination? Mercury.
それじゃあまた後でね。
Well, maybe you and June should check it out first and then report back to
行こう
us.
紫。
Alright, let's go, June.
行ってきます。
Right,
ここですね。
here it is. It sat, bolted to the wall, near the stairs that led to the casino and the kitchen, between the 2 elevators.
ああ、この水星のマークが刻まれた
The Mercury
カード
card
リーダー
reader. Whoops.
そこにセブンさんに渡されたカードを使うんですね。
We're using the card 7 gave us, right?
例のシャワー室を調べてる時にな、見つけたんだ。
I found it when we were checking out the shower room.
とかなんとかセブンは言ってたな。
I think 7 said something like that.
とにかくやってみよう。
Anyway, let's see what happens. Junpei slid the card through the reader, and bleep. The light on the reader turned green and made a tiny electric noise.
これでエレベーターが使えるようになった。
I guess the elevator
だよ
works
な
now.
俊平君、その二人きりですけど、力を合わせて頑張りましょう。
Jumpy, I know it's only 2 of us, but let's do our best.
なんだよ急に。
What's with you all of a sudden?
その選ばれたのが私と俊平君だったのがちょっと嬉しくて。
Aww. Come on, Junpei, can you not see the signals here? Come on, she loves being with you. Come on, you're missing all these golden opportunities, and you have a second chance at the elevator again. Come on, you know you want. But anyways, I'm happy we're put together.
選ばれたって言っても一度 E デッキを調べているからってだけの理由だろ。
Oops. You know it's just searching for E deck, right? I'm pretty sure June's searching for something else within the D deck, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways.
それでも俊平君と一緒でよかったです。
Even so, I'm glad I'm with you. Oh.
そっか。
Come on! Don't you see June has her sights set on the D deck? Come on!
まずはこのエレベーターが水の中に出ないか調べよ
First, we need to find out if the elevator comes up full of water.
前と同じ手順ですね。
Just like we did before. Seems clean?
う。あ、戻ってきたな。
Oh, here it is.
やっぱり水滴一つ見当たらないですね。
I knew it's not wet at
そ
all.
れじゃ。
Let's go. Yes. Once it had been checked for water, Junpei and June stepped into the elevator.
これ
Look,
ボタンがみんな潰されてますね。
nearly all the buttons are destroyed.
ああ。押せるのは C とボトムだけだ。
Yeah, only the C and bottom buttons can be
今
pushed.
私たちがいるのが C デッキですから、実質ボトムだけってことですか。
But we're on C deck right now, so the only one we can choose is bottom.
だな。じゃ。 押すぞ。
Yeah, well, let's try it out. Junpei hit the bottom button. Door closed. Slowly they began to move downward.
ここがボトムデッキか。
So this is the bottom deck. They stepped off and saw that the hallway to their right ended somewhere between 20 and 25 feet in front of them. The hallway in front of them was a dead end. And not a regular dead end.
あそこにあるのは
Hey, over there. Number 2.
ナンバリングドアですね。
This is a number door.
これで8枚目だな。
This is the 8th one we found.
大階段の B デッキには2枚のナンバリングドアがあった。
There were 2 numbered doors on B deck near the central staircase.
4の扉と5の扉だ。
They were doors 4 and 5.
それから大病室には3枚のナンバリングドアが。
3 more in the large
そ
hospital
こに
room.
はそれぞれ3、7、8と記されていた。
3, 7, and 8.
あとは私たちが一緒に調べた E デッキに1枚と、ヤシロさんやサンタさんが調べた A デッキにも1枚あるようですね。
And the door we found on E deck. The door Lotus and Santa found on A deck.
E デッキの方には6、A デッキの方には1と書かれていたんですよね。
There was a 6 on E deck, and 1 on the door on A deck. 4, 5, 3, 7, and 8. 6 and 1. And now door number 2 stood in front of
っ
Junpei.
てことは
And that means...
もしかしてこの次の扉は
Then do you think the next door that we find...
なあ、おそらくそういうことだろう。
Yeah, I think so.
多分この次に見つける扉は
Next one's gonna be door number 9. Despite himself, Junpei felt excited. There's something about that excitement that frightened him as
と
well.
うとうですね。
Finally.
あ
Yeah.
なんだか浮かない顔してますね。
You don't look very happy about it though.
あ、いや、このまますんなりいけばいいのになって思っただけだよ。
Oh, it's not that. I just hope nothing goes wrong.
そうですね。そう願いましょう。
You're right. We should keep our fingers crossed.
戻ろう。
Alright, let's head back.
そうしましょうか。
Okay. He did his best to put in from his mind and headed back to C deck with June.
1、2、3、4。よし。7枚あるな。
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. 7 pieces. The pieces of paper they folded up lay on the ground next to Junpei's legs. Oh, what? It had written on paper, pulled from Junpei's notebook, in an effort to pull together a blind vote.
念のため確認するが、各自、自分の呼び名と入りたい扉の番号は書いたな。
Just double checking, but everyone wrote their code name and door number that they want, right?
ちゃんと書いたわよ。
Yep, just like you told us earlier.
まさかこんなところまで来て投票とはな。
Can't believe we're voting here. Why did they decide to vote that way why did they decide to vote that way?
言ったもん勝ちはずるい。公平性を保つためだ。だからってめんどくせえ提案しやがって。
We need to make the whole thing fair, blah blah. So this is a complicated plan, you know?
早くしろよ。言い出しっぺの順平くんよ。
Let's hurry it up, mister. I have a bright idea. They decided it wasn't fair to simply ask everyone at once. That would allow for people to force others to go through certain doors.
わかったから落ち着けって。
Yeah, quiet in the peanut gallery. And he had a plan. It wasn't a plan he wanted anyone catching wind of. However, he did his best to act calm as he began to open and read the pieces of
それ
paper.
じゃあ、開票するぞ。
Alright, let's open these up.
まずは1枚目。
The first one says,
一宮の希望は1の扉か。
Ace requests door number 1.
ああ、その通り。理由も言った方がいいかね。
Ah, yes, I do. Would you like me to explain
い
why?
や、時間がない。サクサク進めよ
No, we don't have the time for that. So, sorry, let's just keep going. He opened the
う。
second
次
one.
はサンタだな。 6の扉が希望と。
Next is Santa. He wants door number 6.
ああ、書いてある通りだ。
Yeah, that's what I wrote. Junpei continued with the third, fourth, and fifth pieces of paper.
四つ葉は1、ヤシロは2、セブンも同じく2の扉を希望してるな。
Clover wants 1. Lotus wants 2. 7 also wants 2. So what did Santa want? He wants door number 6.
ちょっと待ってくれる？
But, hey, wait. Oh, 7 and Lotus. Right. They're kind of at each other's throats.
私は嫌よ。そこの法年祭のご神体みたいな男と同じ扉に入るなんて。
There's no way I'm going with the Elephant Man.
ダメだ。そんなことをいちいち許してたら、この投票の意味がなくなっちまうだろう。
No, there's no point in voting if we let people change their choices because of stuff like that.
でも、
But
諦めろヤシロ。
just give it up, Lotus.
俺だっててめえみてえなロス教のババアとつるみたくねえんだからよ。
God damn. It's not like I want to hang out with some exhibitionist grandma.
露出狂じゃないわよ。ちゃんと服着てるじゃない。
I'm not an exhibitionist and I'm wearing clothes? I mean, close enough.
ほとんど裸みてえなもんじゃねえか。
Barely.
だったら何なのよ。それの何がいけないっていうの？
Last I checked, that's not a crime.
公衆道徳的にいけないに決まってんだろうが。
Well, maybe, but what about common decency?
ババアの干し柿みてえな体なんざ誰も見たくねえんだよ。
No, nobody wants to have to look at a chick who looks like a half-naked raisin. Oh my god. Oh my god, keep the roast. I want to keep this roasting session going. This is great. Okay, no way in hell I wasn't that. No. My voice cracks up if I even attempt that. Oh shit, they're fighting. Lotus's hair fled out like the mane of an angry lion, and she roared with a voice that shook the walls. Oh, not good. Oh my god. That she has had enough of that. Holy crap. With some difficulty, Ace managed to restrain her.
順平君、さあ今のうちに続きを。
Junpei, read the rest.
Right.
Right. Junpei tore his eyes away and looked down on the sixth piece of paper. He opened it.
紫。6の扉を希望か。
June wants door 6.
はい。特に理由はないんですけど、なんとなく。
Yes. I don't really have a reason. I just felt like it. All the papers save Junpei's have been read. He had done some quick calculations in his head.
ということは、全員の希望をまとめると、1の扉の希望者は、1宮と4つ葉。
So Ace and Clover requested door 1. This was the door on A deck, near the central staircase.
2の扉の希望者は、セブンとヤシロ。
Seven and Lotus requested door 2. The bottom. This was the door on the bottom deck, and could be reached by taking the elevator to the bottom of the ship.
6の扉の希望者は、サンタと紫。
Santa and June requested door 6. This was the door on E deck, and could be reached by taking the elevator near the central staircase down.
ってことになる。
Then the door I should choose is...
俺が選ぶべきはあれだろ
It took him less than a second to run the numbers, and he opened the seventh piece of paper and spoke.
う。さてと、最後は俺だな。
Okay, last one's mine.
俺の希望は、
I want to go through... Wait, the sneaky bastard. Hey, he's saying he wants to go through something, but he's trying to choose his own outcome here. Okay, so what do we have here? So we have Ace and Clover with door 1. So wait, what do they make together? That's 1 plus 4, that's 5. So then if Junpei adds his 5, that's 10, that's 1. 7 on Lotus for door 2, so that's 15 plus 5, that's 2, that's 20. And then Santa and June, that's 6 and 3. That's 9. Add 5. Cancel out the 9. Then we get... Oh, wait. 3 plus 6 plus 5. Oh, wait, no. I can't choose door 6. Oh, that's assuming I'm only going through with them 3 then. You guys in chat do you guys in chat want to decide what I go through? You guys have like any interest in going with any of these pairs here? Although I don't really know what other pieces of thought I can put into making my decision aside from just being with these people who are going through their designated doors. So we can go with 7 and Lotus. Ace or Clover. Although I'm pretty sure June and Santa won't work unless we bring together Ace. But then if we bring Ace, then that leaves Clover, 7, and Lotus, so wait, can they go through anything? So we have 7 plus 8, that's 15. And then we have 4, that's 19. Then that combines together, oh, then they can go through door 1. So, no matter what I choose, there's always... Oh, wait. The best and only way is 1, unless we take a revote. So if we take 1, that's Ace and Clover, that's 5. We take that, makes 10, that's 1. And then we have the 4 left here who can't go through any of the doors. So then 7 and Lotus, that's 15, plus that's 9, and that's 6. Okay, so then if I go with Ace and Clover, then 7, Lotus, Santa, and June can go through door 6. And then I can go with Ace and Clover. If I want to go through door number 2, then with just those 3, then that'll leave Ace, Clover, Santa, and June, so that's 9 plus 5. Wait. Oh wait, no, that kind of screwed things a bit. Yeah, picking door number 2 and 6 would kind of screw up the order. Yeah, like, we would have to restructure, but then also waste time, reordering or revoting, who would go for what. I guess if no one else really mentions anything, I'll just have to go with your vote, Shock, with door number 1. Unless anyone else wants to object and is interested in any other doors. So I'll wait a little bit for the Twitch delay to take into effect and then I'll make my decision then. So I'll probably wait like 10 seconds. Alright, I think that's just a long enough wait to see any more messages in chat. So, I guess since no one really else is saying much of anything with what door they're interested in, let's go through door 1.
俺の希望は1の扉だ。
See, my choice is door number 1. Santa was unconvinced.
おい、ちょっと待てよ。
Hey,
お前
wait
なんか
there.
イカサマしてねえか。
You cheating?
イカ様
Cheating?
俺たちの希望を聞いてから扉の番号を変えたんじゃねえかって言ってんだ。
I'm asking if you changed your number after you heard what doors we wanted.
そんなことできるわけないだろう。 この紙に書いてあるんだから。
How could I do that? I wrote it down on the paper earlier.
見せてみろよ。
Let me see that.
構わないぜ。
Sure,
Alright.
here. Junpei shrugged and handed it to him. Santa examined it furiously. The others peered at it as well. As they did, Junpei quickly slipped the piece of paper he'd been hiding into his pocket. Although he'd never know it now, Santa had justified his suspicions. Junpei had switched to papers.
あらかじめ用意しておいた
Sneaky
3枚
bastard.
の紙。
I had 3 pieces of paper ready. For doors 1, 2, and 6.
そのうちの1枚は箱の中に入れ、残りは右手、左手。
And I put
それ
the
ぞれ
one
隠
with...
し持つ。
Oh wait, still talking. My bad. And the one I put with door number 6 on it in the pot. Put a small mark on it, so we knew which one his was.
最後に自分の紙が残るように気をつけながら開票を進めていけば。
I just needed to make sure I drew
あ
last.
とはみんなの投票の結果を見て、選びたい扉の紙とすり替えるだけだ。
After I saw everyone's result, I just chose whatever I wanted, whatever door I wanted.
選びたい扉が箱に入れておいた番号のものなら、すり替える必要すらない。
If the number I'd put in matched, then I didn't have to switch the paper out.
どうだ？なんて書いてある？
Well, what does it say? He fought the urge to smirk.
うまいことやったな。
You got lucky. Santa snorted and tossed the paper aside, frustrated.
さて、とりあえずこれで1の扉に入るメンバーは決まったことになるな。
Yeah, Junpei's a sneaky bastard. He sure is. Still not clever enough to take advantage of the opportunities presented to him when he's alone with Jun. But anyways, very well. He decided we'll go through door number 1.
私と四つ葉と淳平君だ。
It'll be Clover, Junpei, and myself. 1 plus 4 plus 5 equals 10. 1 plus 0 is 1.
問題は残りの2チームだが、
Our only problem is the 2 remaining teams.
俺と紫は6の扉を選んだ。
Well, Jun and I won door number 6.
俺とヤシロは2の扉だ。
Lotus and I won door number 2.
困りましたね。
That's not
ど
good.
ちらのチームも2人だけじゃナンバリングドアは開けないですし。
We can't open either of those doors with only 2 people.
仕方ないわね。
Ah, fine.
私たちが6の扉に乗り換えましょう。
7. We'll go through door number 6. Let's see. 3 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 and equate all that. That is 6.
なあ、俺は別に構わないぜ。
Ah, sure thing.
何も2の扉にこだわりがあったわけじゃねえしな。
I didn't really want to go through door number 2 anyways.
それに若い女がチームに加わりゃ、ババアの濃度も薄まるって。
Oh my god, he wants to go. Besides, if we got a younger girl with us, it'll lower the average age.
なあ、紫。
Right, June?
いや、私は
Uh,
その
well, June was at a loss for words. Lotus was not.
あの黒豚め、
That
今に見てなさい。
pig, you just wait and see. Her eyes were the eyes of a woman prepared to kill. A shiver ran down Junpei's spine.
そもそもババアって、
Calling me old.
これだからデリカシーがない男は。
This is why men are such a pain in the ass.
絶対に許さないんだから。
They're about as subtle as a brick.
うへえ、まだ言ってやがる。
And they're at it again. Even after they separated at the staircase, Lotus was still muttering angrily to herself.
じゃあな、紫。
I'll see you later, June.
淳平君
Don't be. Circumstances dictated that Junpei and June would have to part ways again. This time it didn't sting quite so as much.
そんな顔する
Or
なって。
quite so much.
ほら、セブンも言ってただろ。
Oh, come on, don't make that face. It'll be like what Seven said.
9の扉を見つけるまで、俺たちが離れ離れになることはないんだ。
Look, we aren't gonna split up permanently. till we find door number 9.
一時的に分離したとしても必ずどこかで合流するようになったる。
We might get separated after for a little while, but we'll see each other again, right?
そうしないと誰も9の扉を開けなくなっちまうからな。
Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to open door 9.
そういう風にできてんだよ。
That's how the Nonary Games.
ってやつは。
That's how the Nonary game works. Seven's words took a weight off of Junpei's shoulders and felt much better.
だから大丈夫だ。また後でな。
Look, it'll be fine. See you soon.
はい。必ず、また後で。
Alright, I'll see you later then. Lingering uneasy remained. Lingering uneasy. Oh, whatever. But they went their separate directions without much trouble. Junpei, Ace, and Clover headed toward A
着い
deck.
たぞ。A デッキだ。左手の扉だったよな。
Here's A deck. There's a door on the left, right?
確かそのはずだ。
That should be it, yes?
それじゃ。開ける
Then,
ぞ。
then here we go. It opened and they walked through.
サンタとヤシロが言ってた通りだな。
It's just as Santa and Lotus said. At the end of the hallway sat a door with a large red 1 upon it.
ナンバリングドアだ。
A numbered door. To the left of it, bolted to the wall, was the
レ
red.
ッドもあるな。では私から先に行かせてもらおう。
There's the red. Look, I'll go first. Ace went first and waved his wrist over the scanner panel.
さあ、二人とも。
That is not waving your wrist, that is placing your palm on it. Next, now the two of you, if you would. Junpei was next. Clover is still as silent as ever. Finally, listlessly, Clover lifted her arm. She leaned toward the scanner panel. The third asterisk clicked to life, shining brightly. Ace took hold of the lever.
さて、
Now? He took a deep breath and turned to Junpei and Clover.
準備はいいか。行くぞ。
Are you ready? Gotta pull it.
ああ。いつでも OK だ。
Yeah, anytime. Clover said nothing. She nodded, little more than a lethargic twitch of the head.
よし、それじゃ行こ
Very well then, let's
う。
go.
3、2、1。
開いた。急げ。
And it's open, move it! They stumbled into the room.
どこだ。どこにある。
Where is it? Frantically, Junpei scanned the room. His eyes stopped on the device that would determine whether they lived or
あ
died.
った。デッドはあそこだ。
There it is! Over there! Next to the door they came through was the dead. As one, they ran to it. They put their hands over it as if they were fighting for it. Save!
ちょっと待って。
It stopped.
ああ、止まったな。
Yes, it did. Junpei could feel his heart pounding against the inside of his ribs. Ace and Clover were breathing hard and fast.
ああ、いつまで経っても慣れないな、この感覚は。
Whew, I don't believe I'll ever get used to that.
俺は慣れたくなんてないな。
I'm not sure if it's something I'd want to get used to.
こんなバカげたゲーム。慣れる前にとっとと抜け出してしまいたいよ。
We should finish this game before imminent death becomes a normal thing for us.
ああ、確かにその通りだな。
Huh. I agree.
さてと。
Now then. Junpei looked around again. This time more slowly.
ドアがあるな。入ってきたのとは別の。
There's another door.
開けてみるか。
Let's try opening it. He took hold of the knob and gently pulled it open. Oh, hey, Shock. How you doing? And I guess I'll give a small recap since you went away. I believe you left when we were deciding on which door, right? Oh no, I already chose the door. Okay, so if we go back a little bit, let me see. So yeah, basically we chose door number 1. 7 was busy roasting Lotus again, saying that if we got June with us, it'll lower the average age of our group. And then Lotus went on her little rant, her like deathly rant, calling like 7 a pig and like calling out her hatred of men. And Santa's like, oh boy. He's like deathly scared, trying not to piss off Lotus. Jun and Junpei parted ways again, although not as painfully so compared to the last times they were separated. And then we basically opened the door. We just opened the door to door 1, ran for the dead, and that was pretty much about it. Oops. Sorry, I have my scroll wheel unlocked, so I kept scrolling back up. Anyways.
操舵室か。
So this is the wheelhouse? He closed the door again and turned to Ace and Clover. He fixed each in turn with a meaningful stare and then spoke.
一宮、あんたは隣の操舵室を調べてくれ。
Ace, you investigate the wheelhouse next door.
ああ、わかった。
Very well.
四つ葉、お前の担当はこの部屋だ。
Clover, you're in charge of this room.
返事。
Say something.
うん。わかったよ。
Okay. I will.
よし、それじゃあ始めよう。
Alright.
探索開始だ。
Then let's get started. Are we gonna be missing the face again? Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, I don't know why we're missing his face. Like, that has to be some kind of weird glitch, because we saw it the earlier time when we were in the prologue and stuff. Chunsoft, please. You gotta fix that. Like, you are ruining my experience. But anyways, really bad joking aside. So, I don't really want to do this. It's getting close to midnight. I think I'll probably just stop the session here for tonight. Because I know definitely for sure that each puzzle room, especially with the side tangents and also unveiling more story and backstory for that matter, like we're gonna be seeing more and more of that stuff as we go on these escape rooms. So I would assume it'll take like another hour and a half, maybe. And I don't want to extend my stream to 1 in the morning for myself or anyone else in the US who's potentially viewing this late. Although if any other people viewing from other countries, maybe the time's different over there, but yeah, for me, I'm not gonna stay until like 1 in the morning or something absurd, so I'll just kind of save here.